Hello, everyone, and thank you, Marina, for the introduction. I'm going to explain how a researcher can participate in the Midnight Project, and for this, I think the first question is to explain what Midnight is. Midnight is a project funded by the European Union under the Marie Sklodowska-Curie Actions and Citizens Funding Scheme in the Horizon Europe program. We focus on the Mediterranean society. In the Mediterranean, we have common problems, and as common problems, we think that as a society, we can find common solutions for it. And from this point of view, we propose the Midnight Project, that is Mediterranean Researchers Night. Our aim is to value scientists' work in a recognizable way for the audience, as well as emphasize on women researchers from the Mediterranean and beyond. And also, we want that the public knows that science is a team work. For this, we have created a concept that we call Mediterranean science. And to do this Mediterranean approach of communicating science to the public, closer to the public, because the public from the Mediterranean, the society from the Mediterranean easily recognize the Mediterranean culture. So we talk about Mediterranean science that is related to Mediterranean culture and is related to science done in the Mediterranean and by Mediterranean researchers and scientists. And to make this concept also easily recognizable for the public, we have divided the Mediterranean science in 7 broad Mediterranean areas that are life and health, diet and nutrition, sea and pollution, history and heritage, climate and clean energies, geology and biodiversity, and technology and future. We don't want to exclude any area, but this is a way to do the Mediterranean science more understandable for the public. It's in the same way we don't want to exclude anyone by its gender, although we put more emphasis in women researchers. Okay? But of course, everyone is welcome to participate in Midnight. The last introductory slide before I explain the ways researchers can participate in Midnight Project is the scope of Midnight. Okay, this is the map of the entities and chapters and sites that are participating in Midnight. We are in 2024 and 2025, 8 countries, partners from 8 countries. The University of Messina is the entity who coordinates the Midnight in these 2 years from Italy. We also have 3 entities from Spain, the MUDIC, the CIEMAT, and El Calidoscopio, that is the entity that I belong to. We have 2 entities from France, the Centre Hospitalier Universitaire de Toulouse and Genopolis. We have also 2 entities from Greece, Athena Research Center and Psycho, Science Communication. We have Psycho also from Cyprus. We have the Kadiras University in Istanbul, and 2 European associations that are based in Brussels, and they are the EVORA, the European Women Researchers Association, and finally we have the Marie Curie Alumni Association. Thanks to these cooperations, we have representations of Midnights all over Europe and all over the world, focusing always in the Mediterranean. We have, for example, the Western Balkans chapter. We have a representation also in in Lebanon, in Jordan, we have, I forgot, sorry, we have another partner in Tunisia. Sorry, the colleagues from Monastery Science Palace, they are also a partner, and it's the 8th country that participates in Midnight. But you can see the blue points. Also, we have a chapter in Portugal, and these are the active partners, chapters, and subsites that participate in Midnight. So if you belong to another chapter, don't worry, because you can join Midnight, although you are not from the Mediterranean, because what we want to transmit is the way we communicate science. How are we doing this in the Mediterranean? And we want that you can replicate this in everywhere in the world. Okay. Then, how researchers can participate in Midnight? We have three main areas, three main pillars from participating to Midnight. The first one is what the call of the Maria Sklodowska-Curie Actions and Citizens, they name researchers at the schools. Okay. All along the year, a researcher can visit the school where he or she can make a talk or hands-on experiments or share resources that we give from Midnight, such as the Tales of Midnight, Women Researchers Exhibition, or others. Also, you can host a school visit in your laboratory, or even outside the school, you can participate in science fairs or a trans activity that is called Mind the Lab, that is to do hands-on experiments in unexpected places. That, for example, boardwalk of beaches, squares within a city, and so on. And also, you can participate in virtual meetings with the schools, and the main aim of this training, of this workshop training, is for researchers that are going to participate in the international virtual meeting that we are going to do next Monday, May 5th, in France, Turkey, Tunisia, Italy, and Greece. Okay? So this training is focused for them, but also, of course, for every researcher that wants to join us. So you have visit at the schools. You can visit the school. You can host a school visit. You can do some activities outside the schools, like the science fairs or the Mind the Lab, or you can join a virtual activity. These are the ways that researchers can participate in the researchers at the schools pillar or main activity under this umbrella. And this is the first way of participating that I want you to have clear. The second is that they are also all along the year is what we call trans activities. These trans activities are specific from the Midnight Project, and they run also all along the year. As we are in the beginning of the second year and the project finishes in October, most of them are already closed. Let's say, that's to say, you cannot register to participate in them. But I want you to let you know which one of them they are. We have every 2 years, we create an exhibition, a woman research exhibition. The last one, it was the Marie Curies of the Mediterranean. We have also every 2 years, we create the Mediterranean Science Team. And after this, we do a gala. Last time, we did the gala in Brussels in the last month, we did it. You can also participate in the Tales from Midnight, both sending us tales that are in a further stage published in a book, or even you can support us translating the tales that finally have been chosen to appear in the book. This is a contest, okay? And the book is published in at least in 7 languages. It's Spanish, French, Turkish, Tunisian, Greek, Arabic, English, and if you want to translate the book to any other language, you can support us doing this. I didn't tell that, but there are some specific campaigns. For example, the 11F campaigns, where Midnight, from Midnight facilitate a lot of activities for the 11F, for researchers visiting schools, or women researchers visiting schools, or women researchers giving talks and participating in round tables and so on. And for this time, the most suitable transactivity that you can participate for this year is Midnight TV. We plan to publish a lot of content in Midnight TV. You can send us videos, short videos of 1 or 2 minutes explaining your research. If you have enough resources in your entity, you can do a whole explanation of your research in 10 or 15 minutes, including images or videos of the lab and so on. In the Midnight TV, for example, all the training we do like this one, we include the training. So I'm going to share the Midnight TV webpage so that you can see what I am talking about. 1 second. Here you can see, okay, what I mean. This is like our particular video on demand platform. You can see we have here some videos of what happened in the main events in Midnight in Messina, in Lesbos, in Istanbul, in Toulouse, and many other places. We have some videos with Mediterranean science explanations. We have the online training. We have the talks in the researchers at the schools meetings in some languages. We have the expert voices. We have hands-on experiments. And every year, we add here all the videos we can generate and all the ones you sent us. For example, here also we have we were participating in a vessel expedition in the Mediterranean Sea, and we have several videos. We did 3 documentaries called Port of Science and so on. So we will be very thankful if you send us your videos. Okay. So you can participate in the researchers at the school activities. You can participate in the trans activities, the Tales exhibition, Mediterranean Science Team, and many others. This year, only the Midnight TV is open. And finally, you can participate in the Mediterranean Researchers Night that is going to take place on September, the last Friday of September this year, 2025. How can you participate? Okay, there are several ways you can participate. Referring to the content, you can participate if you are running a European project. All MCAA colleagues are participating in a European project or were participating. Then you can you can be in the EU corner, okay? In a poster, with a poster, you can explain the visitors of the main events. Okay, we organize these 90 main events. Each city of the ones I said before, Tunisia, Monastir, Messina, Alicante, Madrid, Almería, Toulouse, Montpellier, Lesbos, Santi, even Athens, Nicosia. You can join one of these cities in the EU corner with a poster, and if you have a European project in a booth making hands-on experiment that is Mirtani in the next talk is going to briefly explain how to move from your lab to a hands-on experiment. Okay. And of course, you can also give some talk. We prefer interactive activities in this, even monologues, arts and science. Some of the researchers participate in dance and other art projects. So you can propose more activities that are not reflected here. Let's say art and science activities. Okay, and you can join a midnight main event of one of the partners. If there is, you can join another European Researchers Night city. If you are an MNCAA colleague, we midnight could act as facilitator. We could contact this European Researchers Night project and put you in contact, and then you will participate as also in the European corner. Or you can create a small scale event in your city, like the ones the Pint of Science project creates in a pub or in a small, or even visiting a school the day of the midnight and so on. Okay, so this was my last slide. You can do to do the brief. You can participate in researchers at the school activities. You can participate in the trans activities, or you can join a main event of the Researchers Night at the end of September. And this is all from my side, because I consume a bit more of the 15 minutes, and I'm open to your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. So, have you any comments or questions?
If you have any doubt, you can write it by the chat, please, so that it's easier to answer. It seems I was very clear because there are no questions. Okay, hello. You talk about the areas. I was wondering if the European law is also included. Yes. As I told, we divide in 7 key thematic areas because maybe they are the most pressing issues. They host the most pressing issues in the Mediterranean, the most pressing scientific issues. But we are inclusive. We have this area called others, and all other areas of research are included if you cannot fit this in one of the other 70 thematic areas. So, of course, yes, the European law as a research area could be included in midnight. Also, of course, let's say this is the way we are doing the science communication in this consortium that focuses in the Mediterranean. And what we want is to give you tools so that you can communicate any research areas to the public. So although the European law is not in the thematic area and it's broader than Mediterranean, it can be included, okay? Lourdes, where can we find the calls to apply for funding to perform? Yes, I forgot, thank you. I'm going to send you in the main, I'm going to show you where is it. Okay. In the main page of Midnight, here, I'm sorry, I'm going to English language. Here you have call for researchers, okay? And here you have a button that redirects you to a form where you can join this Midnight. I'm going to copy here also the link I copied in the chat. Okay. Belma, if we will apply for some small national grants to organize Midnight related events, does Midnight provides a support letter in such cases? Of course, we want to our main aim is to communicate science to the public. And as I told, one of our main aim is also to communicate that science is a teamwork. So, of course, you can count with our support if this is going to facilitate for you to get some funding scheme or some grant to communicate science. Of course, we will have to check what are you sending us and what are you going to propose. But the idea is that we all cooperate in the Mediterranean and beyond. And I think my time is over.